right, hear me
with
out.
the amazing me.
I haven't introduced you yet. Hold on.
Okay, I'm so
Hear me out.
Excuse me.
This is So Says Mr. Thunder. I'm Mr. Thunder. Today is July the 4th, 2024. And today's episode is a special one because we're getting started early on a holiday in the middle of the week at 1. And then 2, just the conversation that's being had and the want to be on here is definitely the reason why I'm here. So I appreciate that. If this is your first time come to the podcast, I appreciate you coming because that means somebody told you about it, which means you listening. And I hope you enjoy the ride that we're about to take you on. For those of you who have been with us from the beginning, you understand that this has been a journey, a process, and a format and a message to where the audio encyclopedia of wisdom just keeps growing and growing and growing. And the knowledge that's being shared is meant to help somebody else because it's not about me. It's about you. So without further ado, I want to introduce my guest. Just a brief history. A friend of a friend, an introduction in Houston. Somebody who was very necessary in my planning roots in Houston, and then kind of showing me the good parts of what was meant to be. So if you would do me the honors of introducing yourself.
I am the amazing ToyiaShaneese, recording artist, mother, philanthropist. I don't want to get into the corporate part, but
Okay,
just a staple in the city.
that's cool. So we reconnected after some separation for a while, just life directions, how, that's just how friends and things like that go. But you reached out to me to tell me about your album.
Yeah.
Like you were finally doing it. And I remember you talking about it a little bit. Talk just a little bit about the album.
Okay, so I released my first EP, Mixed Emotions When My Heart Speaks, available on all platforms. It's a compilation of my journey with understanding love in terms of relationships.
Okay. Yeah. I've heard a couple of them songs and I just have a hard time, just playing albums with just women on it. I had this debate with my wife about listening to Beyonce and I just can't do it. I don't know what it is. I just can't listen to it. But I say that to say this is definitely an album that I feel is going in that direction. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Now back to the podcast. So I introduced it to you. I genuinely asked you for your opinion. So have you been listening or have you listened to them?
Yeah, to the podcast?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I've told you several times before off camera that it's amazing. I love that you have created a space for people to be their authentic self and tell their truth. So
yeah,
I'm super proud of you for that.
So is there any episode that's what I'm saying, you can pull or just kind of like you point to it as like this is your point of reference when you talk about it? Because you say you talked about it to some people.
I'm gonna tell you my favorite episode, believe it or not, and let me just preface by saying the few that I've heard, and the only reason it's been a few is because I have an incredibly busy schedule. But the one with your wife was my favorite. It really was, and I was extremely proud of her. Though I've never met her, I was extremely proud of her for being able to separate the personal role that she plays in your life and actually be an inspiration for women in her delivery.
That was the highest for the year last year, the most downloaded and listened to one. Yeah. So that, I tell her all the time, like, you really have something to say. And now she's a professor, so she's doing it every day. So that's interesting that goes. But yeah. So anyways, we was talking about an aha moment for you, and I guess your journey with the album and things of that nature. So tell me a little bit about that part.
The aha moment?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I can't honestly say enough on all platforms. Go stream. But
we definitely gonna get your information out there.
get it out there. But no, seriously though, the aha moment was all of my life I have had this what I thought battle with love, and I've allowed it in terms of relationships, and I've allowed it to bully me to um, basically justifying bad behavior, bad decisions that I have made. But this album allowed me the platform to be honest about it and actually be able to reclaim my position in it, so to speak, to where love does not control me. I control love. And this album has allowed, this EP has allowed me to do just that.
Control.
Yeah.
What is your definition of control?
The control in this aspect is something that is in a leadership position and makes you feel like if it doesn't work out successfully, it has to be your fault. It can't be love's fault, because love is love. Like, everybody wants love. Love is a positive thing. And so if there's a situation where love isn't working out for you, it has to be a result of something you did wrong.
So when you say love, what is love? Like, I know I'm asking because everybody has different definitions of what love is, right? So for you, love is,
I have spent a lot of my time thinking that love is man and woman. Like, that's it. Like, that is the number one priority, is to get or to have a relationship between a man and a woman that is positive, that is influential, that is successful. But love in its truest form is more than just that. I mean, that's nice to have, but you can receive love in multiple ways other than just a man-woman relationship. And to be honest, I'm not going to say that I didn't know that, but what I am going to say is I didn't value that. Like, having love from other entities, other situations, I had those, but it's like, whatever. The main priority is I need to have love work between me and a man in order for me to be able to claim the title that love has worked out for me, or that love loves me.
So is there a point of reference that you use, like personally, where you can identify true love, like in that situation?
Well, yeah. I mean, well,
because we've all experienced it at some point to identify it, right? So is there a moment that you can remember, that it was just like true love, like the connection was there, everything was there, and you knew at that moment it was love?
I can be honest, and in this journey that I've gone on in writing this EP, my true connection with love is the man that I now value as the first love in my life, and that is my father.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so being a father of a daughter and being responsible for another, for you, what does that look like?
Okay, so again, I can't plug enough about my album.
Yeah, that's fine. You
I have a song on this EP, Mixed Emotions When My Heart Speaks. There's a song called Love High.
Love High?
Love High.
Okay.
Love High is, honestly, if I can be honest, and I'm grateful to you for having a platform where you can be honest, Love High is 100% about my first love, which is my father.
Okay.
I just didn't want to put his business out there. My father, unfortunately, I lost my mama as a kid, and I took it hard. My daddy took it hard, and daddy ended up getting on drugs. I have to be honest. He really, really took to drugs. But I didn't, when I wrote this album or EP, I didn't want to put his business out there. But I remember being in situations to where I had to go get him out of crack houses. I hate to say that. And if you listen to the words of the song, I talk about "Beat Me Up, Scotty." Like, I became familiar with those drug words because of the turn that my mother's death took on my father, but I still adored him. I still went to get him out of these
Mm-hmm.
drug houses or whatever. And in the song, what I did is I wrote to the world to make it look like it was a love high relationship for a guy, but really it was about my unconditional love for my father, and I didn't care what he went through in life. I wasn't leaving him,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going to love him through it all. So
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I try and, with my girls, let them know that I love them and show them what that looks like from a man who, one, means it, right? And two, has nothing to gain from saying those words or
mhm.
acting in it because it's my job.
Yeah.
And learning how to love is part of the trial and error of, to your point, him going through things. I haven't always been the best father, but I've been the best father that I knew at the time, right? Because I didn't have a very good example of what love looked like in that aspect, right? So I appreciate you sharing that. So with the love, now that you've gone through this journey, which you were experiencing as a problem, you have found a solution.
Yeah.
Okay, so talk about the solution.
The solution is, and I've spent so much, and there's a track on what I did with this album is I did a couple of things. I went through a very tragic, not tragic because he's still alive, but tragic as far as my heart, a breakup.
Mm-hmm.
And but in the devastation of that, I still believe in love. But what I've learned is that love for me, for just ToyiaShaneese personally, everything that I've wanted from love, I have. And so my EP has these little skits in where I have these like reflection moments. And there's one on the project called Freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And in Freedom, I actually realized everything that I wanted from love I already have. I have a great family base. I have a great friendship base. But even above all, and my daddy is amazing, but even above all of that, and it's corny, but I was also a huge Whitney Houston fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember she wrote the song Greatest Love of All, seriously. And it sounds corny, but in reality, yeah, like it's great to have a man, it's great to have a family, it's great to have my mother, so it's great to have my kids, but at the end of the day, the greatest love is loving yourself. And I didn't learn that till later in life. I'm gonna be honest. I
Mm-hmm.
thought that you measure love by other outward things, be it if you're married, if you have children, if you're loved in your community. And I have really at this point in my life, I've identified the greatest love is I love Toya.
Mm-hmm.
I love Toya, the good, the bad, the ugly, like, it's and that was a reality. You would think being my age, be it or being all of the success I have had from a corporate scale, from a social scale, from being, I consider myself an excellent mother, but it's I love me. I felt like in order to be successful in the other titles, I had to totally expense me out to everybody else. And
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if I meet the most amazing guy in the world. If I don't love me,
Mm-hmm.
we ain't gonna work no way. Like so, I've finally experienced the greatest love of all, which is I love myself.
Yeah. And that's, like I said, we was talking earlier, your personal life. You know what I'm saying? If you're
Yeah,
not at peace there and you don't have that love, then nothing else is gonna run the
it's
way you
not.
expect it. Um, so being selfish, right? You remember, what is it saying? You teach a man to fish. No, you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. You teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime,
Yeah,
right? So in those moments of being I talk about an episode of being selfish. The direction of self is you're fishing for yourself,
yeah,
right? You're gaining sustenance that allows you to survive,
hmm,
but yet every now and again you gotta come back to shore. You know what I'm saying, and get back on land and
yeah,
do what you need to do, and it just you're bettering yourself with the knowledge that you have. So now that you have applied this, This knowledge that you've gained, if you've applied it. You have a room in your house where you said this is your girl room because you've never had your own room growing up. Neither did I. So that's I enjoy having. I've never had my own room. Well, yes, I did when I had my own spot, but as a kid, never had my own room. The beauty in it is now that you have that and you've learned what you've learned. If you were to go in there and say something to the young Toya, what would you go tell her about love?
You know what? 5-year-old me, and as I showed you, we're reporting live from the Dow House. But what I would say to 5-year-old me is, at the end of the day, life is going to do what it's supposed to do. But it is very important for you to love yourself, because that is the only guarantee that you have. I have 3 amazing boys that I've been calling the kings since they were born, prior to it becoming trendy. Everybody is king and queen. No, my boys have been the kings since they got here. But even in that, the kings, they gonna find their own way. They gonna do their own thing. Yeah. They gonna go on and do their own thing, which is really what you expect them to do. And fortunately, all they know is living well. But I remember, let me share something. My sister, I have a sister that's 2 years under than me, and I remember when I wasn't ready to receive this, she said something that broke my heart. But now that I am very mature, I totally appreciate her for that. I used to be married before. We're divorced. Me and my ex-husband are still friends. Shout out to my baby daddy, my ex-husband. And that's my homie. If he need a rib, I got him. But I remember my sister saying, you know a lot about being a wife, you know a lot about being a mother, but you don't know shit about being a woman. Oh. And in the context, like, they broke me. I was like, who is she talking to? But she was right, because at the end of the day, I never developed me as the woman. It wasn't about me. I put me on the back burner. It's like I'm somebody's wife, and I'm somebody's mother, and I'm somebody else's mother, and now I'm somebody else's mother. It wasn't about that.
Listen, because we could definitely go down that rabbit hole, but we want to stay on topic, right? One, but two, that you said that is very powerful, because I have an episode with this young lady, Benjetta, who talks about the same thing and finding herself, and it's called "What's My Name." So listen to that; it'll tie into this, which is crazy how that works. I talk about it. So, love. If you were to share this with the masses, what audience would you focus on?
I would focus on all audiences, because at the end of the day, so my birthday is June 7th. I'm a Gemini. I'm a true Gemini. I'm very proud of being Gemini. But I remember a person that shares their exact birthday with me. They're older than me. It was Prince. Wait.
Uh-oh. I gotta bring you back. It's all right. So, no, that's cool. This is the beauty in it. It has to go that way, right? You get lost. You good.
Can I go?
Nah, you can't. We almost done. Done. All right. So, anyways, you said the masses is everybody.
Yeah.
So you had an opportunity to share this with people in a platform where all they could do is focus on one thing.
Okay.
And that's your message. What would you call it?
My message is, in reality, when it comes to love, you have got to love yourself, because that is the baseline that allows you to be strong.
So conference. You're talking about doing a conference. Yes. Right? Let's use conference as an example. What would be the title of your conference?
It's okay to love yourself.
It's okay to love yourself. It's okay to love yourself. That is the podcast today that we're going to share with the world. So I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for reaching out to me and forcing me to do what I asked for, and that's to find people who want to share the wisdom that they have. Hopefully this will help somebody. And before I let you go ahead and one more time give them a shout out or give them any information they need so that they can know who you are on the professional level, on the musical level, or on whatever any level you want to share with the masses so
Okay,
that they
well,
can.
I'm an attorney in the professional level. We ain't gonna talk about that. But from a musical level, you can find my music on all platforms, every last one, even iHeart, not iHeart, but XM Radio. It's ToyiaShaneese, Mixed Emotions When My Heart Speaks. I allowed myself to be 100% vulnerable and tell you how the journey of love and seeking that from another person allowed me to journey back to the love that I needed to have for myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, y'all make sure y'all go listen to it. I know you got to go, so I'm going to let you go. I appreciate you going. And we'll go ahead and close it out.
Okay.
This has been another episode of So Says Mr. Thunder. I'm Mr. Thunder. I'm a Native American of this country, and there ain't a damn thing you do about it. Make sure you go ahead and follow the Instagram page, So Says Mr. Thunder. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, So Says Mr. Thunder. This is just an audio episode, so the platform I use is Spreaker, but I can be found on all podcast platforms, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I am on Amazon Podcast now, so we're just reaching out and doing things like that. So be looking for the next one. I appreciate you for coming. Until next time.
I got you.